I'm Jeff Nimnick and I'm Rick Plett, and together we're the hosts of The Last Stand, a show built on a lifetime of predator hunting experience where coyote hunting isn't just a hobby or a weekend distraction but a deep-rooted passion, a way of life, and for us a livelihood that revolves around understanding coyotes, predicting their behavior and constantly refining the art of deception. And every episode is about sharing what we've learned in real conditions so other hunters can shorten the learning curve and become more effective right down to the last stand. And on this trip we're back in eastern Colorado with the Colorado crew after a couple of years away, a return that feels overdue because last time we planned to hunt here the season was completely derailed by a massive blizzard that dumped nearly 3 feet of snow, locked everything down, and forced us to stay far east, giving the coyotes an entire year to recuperate, spread out and reset their patterns and coming back. Now with good weather, manageable wind and wide open country feels like the perfect opportunity to see just how ready they are, and eastern Colorado never disappoints with its vast expanses of open grassland, deep draws, rolling hills, thick yucca patches and endless lines of sight that challenge every setup and demand precision in positioning, sound selection and teamwork. And we've got a solid group with us including Mark, TR, camera guys and enough shooters to cover every angle, which means every stand is carefully planned with downwind coverage, overlapping fields of fire and clear communication, and of course Rick shows up carrying his famous 10 gauge, the so-called street sweeper that draws jokes until it roars and reminds everyone why it earns respect. And with 7 people on stand we're spreading out, running remote calls, hiding shooters close to the sound, and setting traps for coyotes that think they're slipping the net, and right from the first stand of the morning everything starts clicking as we settle into position, feel the cool early air, and let the sound roll across the landscape. And before long a big mature coyote shows himself, cautious but curious, giving us time to read his body language, watch how he uses the terrain and wait for the right moment. And when that first coyote goes down it does more than add a number to the tally because it establishes confidence. And confidence fuels momentum, and that momentum carries into the second. Stand where the power of a decoy proves itself as a coyote locks onto it so hard he walks right past Rick at shotgun range, completely committed, and when the 10 gauge goes off the coyote doesn't even twitch, setting the tone for the kind of day we're about to have. And stand after stand the pattern repeats with coyotes responding from different directions, some charging straight in, others circling wide to get the wind, some hanging up on ridges and testing us, and every encounter reinforces the fundamentals that matter most in predator hunting like wind discipline, patience, sound timing, and knowing when to let a coyote commit and when to take the shot. And even when things don't go perfectly, like when a crosswind drifts a bullet just enough to miss or when a coyote picks out movement at long range, those moments become lessons that sharpen decision-making for the next stand. And the day isn't without its challenges beyond the hunting itself as TR's truck breaks down with oil leaking everywhere, rifle stuck inside and plans suddenly changing, but adaptability is part of the game, so we grab the Ranger, reshuffle gear, and keep hunting because the coyotes don't stop moving just because equipment fails. And as the morning wears on the temperature rises and the wind begins to fade, But the coyotes keep responding, sometimes coming from incredible distances, taking their time, vocalizing, barking, and howling before committing, and it becomes clear that the timing of The season is just right, with young coyotes big enough to roam and older ones still territorial, creating a mix of reactions that keeps every stand unpredictable, and even during slower stretches after lunch when the heat pushes into the upper 70s and energy starts to dip, we stay focused because midday coyotes can still be called if you trust the setup and reach far enough with sound, and sure enough more coyotes appear, some laid up along fence lines, others materializing out of cuts and low spots, forcing quick communication and split-second decisions that can either seal the deal or let one slip away. And through it all, the teamwork shows as shooters call out directions, count down shots, and cover each other's blind spots. And by the afternoon we've built an impressive streak, killing coyotes on nearly every stand, some at long range with rifles and others right at the call with the shotgun purely for the fun of it, because there's a difference between shotgunning coyotes out of necessity and doing it for the thrill when the situation allows. And as the sun starts to drop and shadows stretch across the grass, we head into the final stands of the day. Saving certain locations that have a history of producing, knowing that last stands often carry a little extra magic, and when a coyote finally shows himself late, hesitant but visible, giving just enough of an opening to make the shot, it feels like the perfect punctuation to a long, demanding, and rewarding day in the field. And when we step back and count it up, we're looking at 13 coyotes on the ground in warm weather, one of the best days we've had in over 7 seasons of filming. And while not every shot was clean and not every encounter produced perfect footage, the success speaks to preparation, persistence, and understanding the animal, and that's what The Last Stand has always been about: sharing real hunts, real mistakes, and real solutions. And before wrapping it up, we take time to acknowledge the partners who help make it possible, from Lucky Duck and their calls and sounds to Onyx Hunt for knowing where you stand, Hornady for accuracy and dependability, Pulsar for image quality, GA Precision for precision rifles, Tracer, bipods, and all the gear we rely on in the field. And we invite anyone who wants to take their predator hunting to the next level to check out the Last Stand Coyote class, a complete breakdown of decades of experience turned into simple, practical lessons that work whether you hunt east or west, day or night. And with more ranches to hunt, cooler weather in the forecast, and another full day ahead with the Colorado crew, this trip is far from over. So stay tuned, keep learning, keep adapting, and as always, thanks for watching The Last Stand.
If you'll enjoy this video, please like and subscribe my channel for more information.